अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you for today's session. So today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 4th chapter, text number 26 onwards. Mother Sati. So after the Yogagni, with Yogagni, she committed suicide. She finished her body, which was given by Daksa. She can't tolerate. So that body, which is given by the offender of a Vaishnava, a great Vaishnava, he committed offense to such a personality who is Ati Sadhutama, who never see faults in anyone. And everyone he sees all good qualities. In everyone see he good qualities. And he is such a Vaishnava. You see everyone is a devotee. Even a stone he can have concept of that. Like gopis, when Krishna was playing flute near to the bank of Yamuna, so in that Yamuna, whirlpools were there, and these gopis were seeing that. See, this water is also so love they have for Krishna. That's why they don't want to go forward. So they are just rotating here to release more and more the sound of flute of Krishna. Krishna's Adharamrutam is flowing from that flute, and it is attracted. It is attracting even the water. So like that gopis see. Gopis or the exalted devotees, they see like that. Their heart is like that. So when they see the bushes, which fruit bushes, or trees with fruits like pomegranates. So this tree is like a bush because of heavy fruits, more number of fruits, all the branches are just lying on the ground because of weight of the fruits. So in Vrindavan, trees were giving fruits like that. So gopis, they see these branches are lying on the floor, on the earth. They think that these branches have so much greed to pick up or to touch the lotus feet of the Lord. They are so greedy. That means they are far, far better devotees than us. Like that they see. That means what to speak of in people they see devotion, but they see devotion in the trees and they see devotion in the non-living objects also. That is the vision of a Parama Bhagavat. So Shiva is like that. And this Daksha committed offense towards him. Unnecessarily he blasphemed in front of a great assembly where all the demigods, Lord Brahma were sitting. So, and now he didn't give any share for Lord Shiva. He was having such an inimical tendency, enviousness towards Lord Shiva he has in the deep of his heart. Even after a long span of time, he didn't realize his offense and didn't come back to Lord Shiva and ask forgiveness. This is this is the nature of the offenders. Their heart will become like a stone because of Vaishnava offense. If you offend such a great exalted Vaishnavas, your heart will become like a stone and it is completely attracted to only to the lusty things. Stri kamaha, and for worldly things like family, like house, children, relatives, gathering money. So he will become more and more attached to all these things. Their heart will not respond for holy name. Their heart cannot relish the pure devotion. And their heart will become immediately envious by seeing the peaceful state of devotees. They always hanker to destroy their peace. Their heart is always itching to do more and more offenses. Such a great Vaishnava, for him he didn't give any share in that yajna. Mother Sati was carefully hearing all the mantras, but no mantra was chanted for offering oblations, offering havis to Lord Shiva. Immediately, all the followers of Lord Shiva wants to destroy the yajna at that time itself, but she didn't. He maintained such an enmity Daksha. Even they are ready to, that means people who are offenders of Vaishnavas, they will become so egoistic. They are so much so, they are ready to leave any close thing also. Dakshayani, Sati was the pet daughter actually. He was having so much affection, but because of enviousness towards Lord Shiva, he just neglected even such a pet daughter also. She came after a long time to this house with a good intention. She came with love and affection. She came so towards the parents and sisters and father. But what is the reciprocation? Very worst. This person doesn't want to see her face also, doesn't want to smile and greet her, and there was no arrangement to receive her. Simply neglected. So she clearly understood the deep rooted enviousness of Daksha towards her husband, and she can't tolerate such an offense towards such a great personality. If there is a possibility is there to kill or die, that should be done. Otherwise, if we are not able to do that, then go from there by closing the ears. So whenever there is a situation of offending Vaishnavas, is to close the ears and go away from there. If you are not able to kill or die, Kshatriyas has to kill that person, Vaishyas and Sudras has to die, and Brahmanas should go away from there. So she kept her category in the Vaishyas and Sudras. So yes, and also she doesn't want to have such a body which was given by such a offender. Like when we eat contaminated food, we just vomit it. We can't have any attachment for that. Like that, she want to omit this body. And before that, she has given a written gift for him. For whatever blasphemy he did, said, she clearly gave a clarification. So Daksha was saying that your husband, that in that assembly to Shiva, he is completely unclean. He always stay in burial ground with the very low species like bhutas and pretas. He do live with them. Unclean, dirtiness. For this, Mother Sati said, my dear father, what do you know? The greatness of my husband. That means those people who never accept even a garland from you. That is Brahma. That means you are such a lower to them. And such a people will come and just to take the nirmalyam remnants which are at the feet of my husband. and they put on their head, this is the position of my husband. What you know actually, the greatness of Lord Shiva. Shiva means auspicious. What you are saying? He left over all the rules and regulations, you say? What kind of rules and regulations he has to follow? He is beyond pravritti and nivritti. He is Ishvara. For him, there is no rules and regulations of pravritti marga and nivritti marga. He is completely beyond that. You people, what you know? You do perform yajna and just you people, the whatever remnants are there at the sacrificial arena, just you eat that and fill your belly and you and your people. But we have such opulence. You are all like crows. We have such opulence of premadhana, all the asta siddhis, moksha, gnana, vairagya. Just all this opulence is dancing in front of Lord Shiva. They are requesting to accept him, accept them. But no, he lives in such a simple life. So where there is no this kind of duplicity and unnecessary, so opulence. He never accepts. But anyone asks, he simply gives away. He is so kind-hearted, but he never accepts that. So you people live like a crows and you compare. You say that he left over kriya. Lupta kriya ya bihi. Lupta kriya bihi. So finally she decided to leave this body. Otherwise, Lord Shiva, if she keep that body with her again and again, when she go back to the Lord Shiva's house, he'll be calling Dakshayani. That reminds her, oh, I am the daughter of such a great offender. So that is going to burn my heart. Better to leave this body here and finish it. That is the spirit of Sati actually. She can't tolerate the offense of Vaishnava. She is a Vaishnavi. She knows the glory of Bhakti. She left that. So she was facing towards the north and using the yoga techniques, she brought out the fire. So fire from the inside of your body, her body through the yoga process. And she burned her body. And this news immediately spread all over the directions. Oh, that great Sati has left her body. Such a rapidly it was spread over the all the directions. It's a great surprising thing. My God, Sati left because of insult of her father, and in front of his yajna, she left her body. So we'll continue from here. 27. Is also over 27. From where we should read? 28 is over. No?
From 29, Prabhu.
Wow. अहो अनात्म्यं महदस्य पश्यता प्रजापतेर्यस्य चराचरं प्रजाः जहावसून्यत् जहावसून्यत् विमतात्मजा सती मनस्विनी मानमभीक्ष्णमर्हति मनस्विनी मानमभीक्ष्णमर्हति. It was astonishing that Daksha, who was Prajapati, the maintainer of all living entities, was so disrespectful to his own daughter Sati, who was not only chaste but was also a great soul, that she gave up her body because of his neglect. Hmm. Hmm. So here, तस्याः मायाशक्तित्वात् मायायाश्च साकारायाः अपि नित्यत्वात् मायकवस्तु नाम एव अनित्यत्वा व्यवस्थापनात् तद्देहनाशो न व्याख्येयः. In 27th sloka, ददर्श ततः स्वभर्तुश्चरणाम्बुजाशवं जगद्गुरोश्चिन्तयति न चापरम् ददर्श देहो हतकल्मषा सति सद्यः प्रज्ज्वाला समाधिजाग्निना. So she burned her body with the fire which is generated from the samadhi. Okay? So here, what? That means she burned her body. That we are seeing the 27th sloka. And in the 29th, what? We are seeing Jahavasun. That means she left over the life air. So here, leftover life air, asun means jahau, asun means life air. So what we should say, that means Sati's body is destroyed. Taddeha naso. Can we say like that? Here Vishwanath is saying that we can't say like that. We can't comment like that. Because tasyaha, that means Sati is Maya Shakti actually. Sati is, she herself is Maya Shakti. And Maya is, even it is having the form, it is eternal. But only the products which are coming out from the Maya, they are temporary. But Maya itself is eternal. So that's why Vyavasthapana, the taddeha nasho na vyakyaya. So that's why we should not comment that her body is destroyed. Her body is not destroyed. So like that we should not say. देहमतस्य पूज्यतमस्य प्रियाकेन दक्षेण प्रकोपिता सति असून जहाविति लोक प्रतीति. So society say that she left her body, but she is nitya actually. She is nitya. Like example in the Prabhasa Kshetra, in that episode, we see that all these Samba and all are Yadus are destroyed, and Balaram's body is burnt, like that, like that. But actually, that is Loka Pratiti. People they think like that, but it is completely illusory. That's just a magic show. That's not fact. Similarly, here also, people they think that Sati died, but no, she is Nitya. अनात्म्यम जीवन मृतत्वम अस्य दक्षस्य न विद्यते आत्मयस्य सा मृतकस्य तस्य भाव अनात्म्यम संपूरक विदित्वेन अनित्यत्वात् विद्यभाव. So he was behaving like how? Like a dead person towards her daughter also, his daughter also. Okay. The word anatma is significant. Atma means the soul, the life of the soul. So this word indicates that although Daksha appeared to be living, actually he was a dead body. Otherwise, how could he neglect Sati, who was his own daughter? It was the duty of Daksha to look after the maintenance and comforts of all living entities because he was situated as Prajapati, the governor of all living entities. Therefore, how is it that he neglected his own daughter, who was the most exalted and chaste woman, a great soul, and who therefore deserved the most respectful treatment from her father? The death of Sati because of her being neglected by Daksha. Her father was most astonishing to all the great demigods of the universe. Everyone is surprised. He is a Prajapati and he didn't take care of his own daughter out of his ego and offensive nature. Everyone is astonished towards him. Next, सोऽयं दुर्मर्षहृदयो ब्रह्मदृक् लोके पकीर्तिं महतीमवाप्स्यति यदङ्गजां स्वां पुरुषाद्विडुद्यतां न प्रत्येषदन्मृतये पराधतः. Someone read.
Daksha, who is so hard hearted that he is unworthy to be a Brahmana, will gain extensive ill fame because of his offenses to his daughter, because of not having prevented her death, and because of his great envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So he was so hard hearted. Therefore, he is not a qualified Brahmana. And he is like a dead body. Durmarsha Hridaya, Brahmadrik, not qualified to be a Brahmana. Asatya Sahishnu, Atya Sahishnu, Purushadvit, Sivadveshi. He is offender of Lord Shiva aparadata swa avagnaya mrutaye maranaya utyata nanivaritava. So because of his neglect only she went for suicide. But he didn't stop. That means he is so merciless actually. Hard-hearted person. Like a stone-hearted person. Daksha is described here as most hard-hearted and therefore unqualified to be a Brahmana. Brahmadruk is described by some commentator to mean Brahmabandhu or friend of Brahmanas. A person who is born in a Brahmana family but has no Brahmanical qualifications is called a Brahmabandhu. Brahmanas are generally very soft-hearted and forbearing because they have the power to control the senses and the mind. But what about Kshatriyas? Kshatriyas are very hard-hearted and they look very soft outwardly. Nobody can guess what is going in his heart. But Brahmanas are very, look, temper actually, with very strong outside, the anger and so on. So, but heart is so soft and immediately they forgive. But Kshatriyas are not like that. Daksha, however, was not forbearing for a simple reason that in his son in law, Lord Shiva didn't stand up to show him the formality of respect. He became so angry and hard hearted that he tolerated even the death of his dearest daughter. Huh? Only for simple respect, how the matter came till here. So even people's life gone. This is because of ego, it will lead to any extent actually. Even morally, if you see, having this kind of bad qualities, it will really ruin the people's life. And all unwanted things will happen. Because of just ego, ego satisfaction didn't happen for Daksha. So pride actually he has. So much pride. And lot of enviousness towards the devotional qualities of devotional opulence of Lord Shiva. So much envious. He always thinks that he is better than everyone. But Lord Shiva is what? He is directly Ishvara Tattva. He is not like a simple Jiva. These Mayavadis also very much envious about Lord Vishnu. They say that to everyone, Lord's body is out of Maya. But actually, Lord's body is transcendental. So envious. They don't want to accept that Lord has transcendental body and he can have transcendental form and qualities and they are eternally existing. They don't want to accept this. They are so envious. What is the reason for that not to accept? Only the thing is enviousness. So envy is very dangerous thing actually. Even in the spiritual life, we should not be envious of people who are advanced, people who get the lot of respect, name, fame. Of course, they are getting because of their bhakti. Bhakti will give lot of name, fame, beautiful girls, wealth, everything will you get. But you should not accept that. But people who are very envious, some people, some devotees, advanced devotees, they may get lot of respect, name, fame, and many things. Of course, they are not attached to that. That name, fame is not going to stop their devotion. But people who are others are there watching them, and these people think that, oh, they are getting this much name, fame, wealth, everything, followers, and he get envious. Most of our society, people will become so envious. Grasthas become envious of sannyasis. Sometimes it happens, most of the times happens. Oh, this sannyasi is getting lot of name, fame, and I am suffering here. And how he is getting this much opulence, especially neophytes, newly arrived devotees. They see the opulent life of a sannyasi. Of course, that sannyasi has no attachment for anything, but because of his years of devotion, automatically they come actually. So Shastra is also saying when you do devotion, everything will come. Even Siddhi, Anima, Lagima also will come and dance in front of you to accept them. They don't accept. They don't accept devotees. So they don't want to show some tricks actually to the society to preach bhakti. So, but people will become envious. Grihasthas. I'm not saying all Grihasthas, but some I have seen. Oh, Maharaj is having this, that kind of life, this, that, this many followers. But you don't know what is the pain they take to preach. Similarly, so brahmacharis will become envious of grihasthas. Oh, they have such a nice facilities, big house, nice car, this, that, and keep on envious out of envious, they start blaspheming actually. Try to, yeah, blaspheme them in a different ways. So this kind of thing should not happen actually. That enviousness will lead to offense. Daksha has lot of envious of spiritual opulences of Lord Shiva. He is a pure devotee and always is going into the samadhi of Lord. Such exalted personality. And everyone likes him. Very auspicious. Wherever he there is auspiciousness. So that for that he is envious. Daksha. So we try to find faults because of this enviousness to support our enviousness and keep on digging. We should stop seeing faults in others. That is the lesson actually. Until unless he is your in responsibility, he is in your responsibility. You have taken his responsibility, then you have to see his faults. Oh, what he is doing, what he is not doing, why he is not doing, what is happening. Because he surrendered to you and you are responsible for him, then you can. Otherwise, who are you? What is your role? To see others' fault. So this is increasing actually. It's a damn useless thing actually. It's not at all necessary for you. In this whole world, there are so much dirt is there, rotten things are there. So then what you will do then? Keep on, keep on blaspheming all those things. Where you land then? Keep on blaspheming only. But sometimes you may see some kind of luxuries at some kind of even material attachment also may come in advanced devotees by the arrangement of Lord, and you judge based upon your knowledge. So he is a fallen devotee, then you will be finished. You will be definitely finished. Who knows by because of what reason those things are there? Who are you to decide? Who are you to judge? Anyone said to you? Anyone said to you to judge? Any responsibility is given to you? Then only for the finding the faults, you keep on saying, hey, it's our society. I speak, then what you are doing for society? Did you take the responsibility of the whole society and you are giving all your drop of blood to the society? Such a dedication you have. So you are like Acharya then. If you are Acharya, then you are okay. Are you Acharya? You are Acharya. You're not nothing. That means you'll blaspheme, but you will not take any responsibility of cleaning. How much time you want to give? You want to enjoy with your wife, children, family, and just blaspheme. Similarly, so sannyasis also, brahmacharis also. So you have no right to blaspheme, seeing the faults. No. So sadhu tama and ati sadhu tama. They don't see any faults. But sadhu, he see faults, but he treat that faults as good. But that means he has the nature of seeing faults. But he take it as in a positive way. But sadhutara, sadhutama, and ati sadhutama, they never see. They never see. So sadhutara sees only good. Sadhutama will, even little good also he magnifies. And ati sadhutama, he sees everywhere only good. This is. Even that good may not be there, but still he see good. That kind of degree. For that's why these devotees, advanced devotees, look like a fools for these materialistic people actually, who are in the middle platform. For them, these highly advanced devotees appear like a fool actually. No problem. That is advanced stage of devotion. No problem. Such advanced devotee will be out of millions only one. Out of millions, only one will be like that. So, but you should all aspire. You should all endeavor for that. We should always try to endeavor to get the topmost thing. We should not be hopeless. We should keep on. So, endeavoring to become top class devotee as the given direction by Shastra. And increase the degree of tolerance. One should increase the degree of tolerance. So, such a state only is useful to chant holy names. So, that's why Truna, the peace in each. How to increase the degree of tolerance? Can be increased by considering himself as lesser than the blade of grass. And when he get tolerance like a tree, so then only he can maintain tolerance. So when we have tolerance, patience, then it is possible to chant holy names. Otherwise, you don't know. You lose the taste day by day, day by day, day by day, day by day, day by day. You lose taste for all devotional activities and you will be finished actually. Externally, you may do all the activities. Your devotion will be ruined actually because of Vaishnava offense and offense towards the holy names. Like such a great opportunity came and also it's dropped from the hands. So we have to very much tolerant actually. Because of if you feel yourself as a great and superior and best, definitely you will commit offenses towards many Vaishnavas. Because I am great. What these people have nonsense. This kind of attitude will come immediately. That is the next door only. That is the next door only. Okay. Brahmana family, he was fallen actually. Brahma Bandhu. Lord Shiva didn't stand up. For simple thing, he did this. Hangama. Sati tried her best to mitigate the misunderstanding between the son-in-law and the father-in-law by coming to her father's house. See, Prabhupada, wonderful purpose. She came to mitigate the things, but This merciless, heartless person, stone hearted person, hard hearted person, didn't respond actually for that. She forgot all past and she came, all misunderstandings. But he was so hard hearted that he was unworthy to be called an Aryan or Brahmana. Thus, his ill fame still continues. Everyone knows Daksha is such a proud person. Daksha means expert, and he was given the name because of his ability to beget many hundreds and thousands of children. He's a lusty fellow, can increase so many people, but in that he is expert. Persons who are too sexually inclined and materialistic become so hard hearted because of a slight loss of prestige and that they can tolerate even the death of their children. This is a wonderful statement. Persons who are too sexually inclined and materialistic become so hard hearted. That's why without devotion, no goodness you can see in the people. All that's artificial goodness, which is coming out of mode of goodness, is not really stable, it's a temporary. But real good qualities will be there when one is devotee. वदत्येवं जने सत्या दृष्ट्वा सुत्यागमद्भुतम् दक्षं तत्पार्षदा हन्तु मुदतिष्ठन्नुदायुधा हन्तु मुदतिष्ठन्नुदायुधा. While people were talking among themselves about the wonderful voluntary death of Sati, the attendants who had come with her readied themselves to kill Daksha with her weapons. The attendants who came with Sati were meant to protect her from calamities, but since they were unable to protect their master's wife, they decided to die for her. And therefore, dying, they wanted to kill Daksha. It is the duty of attendants to give protection to their master. And in case of failure, it is their duty to die. तेषामापततां वेगं निशम्य भगवान् भृगुः यज्ञग्ने यज्ञाग्नेनायजुषा दक्षिणाग्नौ जुहावः दक्षिणाग्नौ जुहावः. They came forward forcibly, but Bhrigu Muni saw the danger and offering oblations into the southern side of the sacrifice, immediately uttered mantric hymns from the Ajurveda, by which the destroyers of yagnic performance could be killed immediately. So when Bhrigu chanted these mantras to protect the yajna, one example of powerful hymn in the Vedas, which when chanted could perform wonderful acts. In present age of Kali, it is not possible to find expert mantra chanters. Therefore, all the sacrifices recommended in the Vedas are forbidden in this age. The only sacrifice is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. तेषाम् आपदतां वेगं निशम्य भगवान् भृगुः यज्ञग्नेन यज्ञ यज्ञग्नेन यजुष दक्षिणाग्नौ जुहाव. अध्वर्युणाहूयमाने देवा उत्पेतु रोजसा ऋभवो नाम तपसा सोमं प्राप्त सहस्रशः सोमं प्राप्त सहस्रशः. When Bhrigu Muni offered oblations in the fire, immediately many thousands of demigods named Ribhus became manifested. All of them were powerful, having achieved strength from Soma, the moon. They all stand in front of these followers of Lord Shiva to protect Yajna. It is stated here that many thousands of demigods named Ribhus became manifested because of the oblations offered in the fire by and the chanting of hymns of Yajurveda. Brahmanas like Bhrigu Muni were so powerful that They could create such a powerful demigod simply by chanting the Vedic mantras. Vedic mantras are still available, but the chanters are not. By chanting Vedic mantras or chanting Gayatri or Greek mantra, one can attain results one desire. In the present age of Kali, it recommended by Lord Chaitanya that simply by chanting Hare Krishna, one can attain all perfection. तैरलायुधै सर्वे प्रमदा सह गुह्यिका हन्यमानादिशो भेजु उषद्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा उषद्भिर्ब्रह्म तेजसा. When the Ribu demigods attacked the ghosts and Guhyakas with the half-burned fuel from the Yagna fire, all these attendants of Sati fled in different directions and disappeared. This was possible simply because of Brahma Tejas, Brahmanical power. So the Sabrugu's Brahmanical power created these devatas, so who made the Sevagana to go away. Brahmateja used in this verse is significant. In those days, Brahmanas were so powerful that simply by desiring and by chanting a Vedic mantra, they could accomplish very wonderful effects. But in the present age of degradation, there were no such Brahmanas. According to the Pancharatrika system, in this age, the entire population is supposed to consist of Sudras because the Brahmanical culture has been lost. But if anyone displays the signs of understanding Krishna consciousness, it should be accepted according to Vaishnava Smriti regulations and as a prospective Brahmana and should be given all facilities to achieve the highest perfection. So that's why if whoever is chanting holy name, so he is considered as a Brahmana. So when it's there in the Hari Bhakti Vilas also, like when you add some kind of chemical, some kind of uh, if you process, like the parasamani actually, if you touch parasamani, it will become, even the iron will become gold actually. Touchstone. The touchstone, if you touch with the iron rod, it will become gold. Similarly, when one chants holy names, his prarabdha karma is finished and he will get the jujatvam. And he can be treated as Brahmana. As per Vaishnava Smritis, it is said. So that is the power of holy name. That's why Mother Devhuti also says, those who chant holy name, even he is a dog eater, he should be considered as eligible person for performing Somayaga. He should be respected as Somayaji, the one who performs Somayaga. So that is the power of holy name actually. So that's why in this present Kali Yuga, we should make Varnashrama system based upon holy name actually. That's the Daiva Varnashrama. They are considered as Daiva Varnashrama and we are bringing Varnas based upon so these principles, Vaishnava Smritis. And they are participating in the worship of the Lord in different ways. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra in different ways. And also their occupation is also very simple. So this is these are the guidelines we are getting from Vaishnava Smriti actually. How these Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra should be engaged in various devotional activities. So that they can nicely perform their bhakti and go back. And such a society is known as Daivarnashrama society. And they all come to the pure devotional platform, then they are practicing further bhajan, they'll be getting perfection. Then the Bhaktivedanta purports of the fourth canto, fourth chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Sati quits her body. Okay, next we'll go to the next chapter. Frustration of the sacrifice of Daksha. You are also getting frustration of Vengo. Huh? This is the last chapter anyway. So successfully I'll be completing Bhakti vaibhava very soon by completing this model. Ah, that what happened. These followers of Shiva, they ran away. Ribus were protecting Yajna. But this news goes, reached to Lord Shiva. Sati quit her body. Then what happened next? Maitre uvacha भवो भवान्या निधनं प्रजापते असत्कृताय अवगम्य नारदा स्वपार्षदसैन्यं च तदध्वरर्भिः सपार्षदसैन्यं च विद्रावितं क्रोधमपरामदादरे Maitreya said, when Lord Shiva heard from Narada that Sati, his wife, was now dead because of Prajapati Daksha. Bhavo Bhavanya Nidhanam. Nidhanam means, so yeah, the death. Daksha's that means Sati's body is not destroyed, but she left. That cannot be destroyed actually. Huh? This is a nityatvam is there. So something happened then. She only take birth as a Parvati from Parvata Putra. From Parvata. Actually, from Parvata Raja, she takes birth as a girl Parvati. She is known as Parvati. Parvata Putri. Maitreya said, when Lord Shiva heard from Narada that Sati, his wife, was now dead because of Prajapati Daksha's insult to her and that his soldiers had been driven away by the Ribu demigods, he became greatly angry. Lord Shiva understood that Sati, being the youngest daughter of Daksha, could present the case of Lord Shiva's purity of purpose and would thus be able to mitigate the misunderstanding between Daksha and himself, but such a compromise was not attained. Sati was deliberately insulted by her father by not being received properly when she visited his house without being invited. Sati herself could have killed her father, Daksha, because she is the personified material energy and has immense power to kill and create within this material universe. In Brahma Samhita, her strength is described. She is capable of creating and dissolving universes. Such a power she is having. Where is that commentary? Yeah, thing is given here. Prabhupada is writing anyway. In the Brahma Samhita. It would not have been difficult for Sati to punish her father. But she thought that's not good, no, actually, because Shiva sent and Shiva may get bad name, actually. And when Sati passed away, giving up her body is not destroyed. She only gave up the news because Vishwanath is saying Deha Nasho na Vyakyayaha. Deha ka Nash na Vyakya means we should not comment like that. Lord Shiva heard that his chaste wife Sati was dead. He naturally became exceedingly angry. He also understood that Bhrugumuni had created the okay, and now what he did? Retaliation. Kruddha sadushtaputa sadurjati jatam taditvahni satograrochisham utkrutya rudra sahasotito hasan. Gambirarnado Visasarjatam Bhuvi. The Lord Shiva, being extremely angry, pressed his lips with his teeth and immediately snatched from his head a strand of hair which blazed like electricity of fire. He stood up at once, laughing like a madman, and dashed the hair to the ground. Actually, Parameshwaratva Ananusandhana. We read from the Vishwanath, actually, sometimes. So Lord Shiva forget to maintain that he is Parameshwara. Like Lord Krishna is also, he forget that he is Parameshwara. And he started crying when Mother Yashoda run behind him to beat. He forgot that he is Supreme Lord. That means Anusandha. For not forgetting, Ananusandhana. Anusandhana is that means he is not correlating himself as Supreme Lord. Because of love, actually. Because of so and because of love of Mother Yashoda. So this out of love it is happening. Premod Bhuta. And he is crying. So because of his love towards the Mother Yashoda, so he is crying. And this love exceeded such a way in Krishna, so he is not correlating himself as he is not relating himself as Supreme Lord. And in such a situation, this crying, he cries and he feel fear. So these are all also auspicious only. They are all transcendental qualities, crying and all those. They are not going to damage the personality of Krishna. But in the case of Lord Shiva, so when not able to relate himself as supreme, so because he is being in charge of Tamoguna, so then Shokamoha may come in him. That is that is not like in the case of Shiva. That is out of material modes. That possibility is there. That possibility. But in he is a atis sadhutama only. But this possibility also is there. He is not like completely like Vishnu. No. This point also we should remember. But it's not like regularly happens. Very rare. ततोतिकायस्तनुवा स्पृशन् दिवम् सहस्रबाहुर्घनरुक्तिस्तूर्यदृक् करालद्रंष्टो जलदग्निमूर्धज कपालमाली विविधोद्यतायुधः Virabhadra. So now Virabhadra came. So when Lord Shiva took out his one hair and he dashed towards the ground, then what happened? So then there is a big electricity, thunder, and who came from there? A fearful black demon, as high as the sky and as bright as three suns, combined was thereby created. His teeth very fearful, and the hair on his head like a burning fire. He had thousands of arms equipped with various weapons, thousands of arms. And he was garlanded with the heads of men. Virabhadra. Did you see Virabhadra? In my village, there are so many devotees of Virabhadra. In villages, they worship Virabhadra Swami. Powerful, actually, he is. तं किं करोमि ते गृणन्तमाः बद्धाञ्जलिं भगवान् भूतनाद दक्षं सयज्ञं जहि मद्भटानां त्वमग्रणी रुद्र भटांशको मे. Wow. So when this Virabhadra came out, what he was saying? When that gigantic demon asked with folded hands, "What shall I do, my Lord?" So like that he asked to Lord Shiva. Then Lord Shiva, who is known as Bhutana, directly ordered, "Because you are born from my body, you are the chief of all my associates. Therefore, kill Daksha and his soldiers at the sacrifice." Order is given now. So Virabhadra is going now. Here is beginning of competition between Brahma Teja and Shiva Teja. So Bhrugus, Rishivas, what they will do? Rishabha demigods, let us see. The Brahma Teja is Brahminical strength, Bhrugumuni, and had created the Ribhu demigods who had driven by soldiers of Lord Shiva, who had driven Aveda, so soldiers of Lord Shiva stationed in the arena. When Lord Shiva heard that his soldiers had been driven away, he created the tall black demon Virabhadra to retaliate. There is sometimes a competition between the mode of goodness and the mode of ignorance. That is way of material existence. Even when one is situated in the mode of goodness, there is very possibility that his position will be mixed with or attacked by the mode of passion and or ignorance. That is a law of material nature. Although pure goodness or Suddha Sattva is the basic principle in the spiritual world, pure manifestation of goodness is not possible in the material world. That's why pure goodness is not there in the material world. It's a goodness only. That's the struggle for existence between different material qualities is always present. This quarrel between Lord Shiva and Bhrugumuni centering around Prajapati Daksha is a practical example of such a competition between the different qualitative modes of material nature. अज्ञप्त एवं कुपितेन मन्युना सदेव देवं परिचक्रमे विभुम् मेने तदात्मानमसङ्गरं हसा महीयसां तात सह सहिष्णुनम्. Maitreya continued, "My dear Vidura, this black demon was the personified anger of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he was prepared to execute the order of Lord Shiva, thus considering himself capable of coping with any power offered against him. He circumvented Lord Shiva. Anviyamana saturudra parshadai prusham nadadbhir venadat subhairavam udyamya shulam jagadanta kantakam samprad Dravad Ghoshana Bhushanangrihi. Many other soldiers of Lord Shiva followed the fierce personality of in a tumultuous uproar. He carried a great trident, fearful enough to kill even death, and on his legs he wore bangles, which seemed to roar. Atharvitejo अतर्त्वितेजो अतर्त्विजो यजमान सदस्य ककुब्युदीच्यां प्रसमीक्ष रेणु तमः किमेतत् कुत एतद्रजो भूत् इति द्विजपत्न्यश्च दद्युः. At the time, all the persons assembled in the sacrificial arena The priest, the chief of the sacrificial performance, and the Brahmanas and their wives wondered where the darkness was coming from. Later, they could understand that it was a dust storm, and all of them were full of anxiety. First, there was blackness, then, after that, they felt that it is dust storm. वातानवान्ति न हि सन्ति दस्य प्राचीनबर्हिर्जीवति होग्रदण्डः गावो न काल्यन्त इदं कुतो रजो लोकोऽधुना किं प्रलयाय कल्पते. Conjecturing on the origin of the storm, they said, there is no wind blowing and no cows are passing, nor is it possible that this dust storm could be raised by plunderers, for there is strong King Barhi who would punish them. Where is the dust storm blowing from? Because generally when thieves they go with their horses to plunder the villages, then this dust storm will rise up. So then that is a possibility, but there is no such a horse riding horse or nothing is no sounds, no plunderers. But because Barhi is there, Barhi is a powerful king, he cannot allow any thieves to do like that. So where is the dust storm blowing from? So is the dissolution of the planet now to occur? Like that they are thinking actually. Prachina Barhi here in this verse, the king of the part of land was known as Barhi. And although he was old, he was still living. And he was very strong ruler. Thus there was no possibility of an invasion by thieves and plunderers. Indirectly, it is stated here that thieves, plunderers, rogues, and unwanted populations can exist only in a state or kingdom where there is no strong ruler. When in the name of justice, thieves are allowed liberty, the state and kingdom are disturbed by such a plunderers, unwanted population. Next. प्रसूति मिश्र स्त्रिय उद्विग्न चित्ता ऊचुर्विपाकोर्जिनस्यैव तस्य यत्पश्यन्तीनां दुहितॄणां प्रजेश सुतां सतीमवदद्यवनागमा. Prasuti, the chief of Daksha, along with the other women assembled, became very anxious and said, this danger has been created by Daksha because of death of Sati, who, even though completely innocent, hid her body as her sisters looked on. So now they're all thinking that this result of committing offense is now coming up for this Daksha. They're all thinking like that. So Urjinasya aparadasya vipakaha phalam. Now Daksha is going to get the fruit of his offense towards Lord Shiva. Like that, even Prasuti is thinking, wife of Daksha. And he became cause for the innocent girl to die. Sadhguru, being soft-hearted woman, could immediately understand that the imminent danger approaching was due to the impious activity, means offensive activity of hard-hearted Prajapati Daksha. He was so cruel that he would not save her youngest daughter Sati from the act of committing suicide in the presence of her sisters. Sati's mother could understand how such Sati had been pained by the insult of her father. Sati had been present along with her daughters, and Daksha had purposely received all of them but her because she happened to be the wife of Lord Shiva. Next. यस्त्वन्तकाले युक्तजटा कलापः स्वशूलसूच्यर्पितदिग्गजेन्द्रः दिग्गजेन्द्रः वितत्य नृत्यदितास्त्रदोद्वर्जान् उच्चाट्टहासस्तनयुन्स्नुभिर्भिन्नदिक्. At the time of dissolution, Lord Shiva's hail is scattered and he pierce the rulers of the different directions with his trident. He laughs and dances proudly, scattering their hands like flags as thunder scatters the clouds all over the world. Prasuti, who appreciated the power and strength of her son in law, Lord Shiva, is describing what does at the time of dissolution. So, this description indicates that the strength of Lord Shiva is so great that Daksha's power couldn't be set in comparison to it. Armarshayitva tamasahya tejasam manyul manyu plutam dur निरीक्षं भ्रुकुट्या करालदंष्ट्राभिरुदस्तभागणम् स्यात् स्वस्ति किं कोपयतो विधातुः. The gigantic black man bared his fearful teeth. By the movement of his eyebrows, he scattered the luminaries all over the sky, and he covered them with his strong, piercing effulgence. Because of the misbehavior of Daksha, even Lord Brahma, Daksha's father, couldn't have been saved from the greatest exhibition of anger. Bahveva mudikna drushochamane janena dakshasya muhurmahatmana utpeturutpatatamah sahasrasho भयावहादिवि भूमौ च पर्यक्. While all the people talked amongst themselves, Daksha saw dangerous moments from all sides, from the earth and from the sky. In this verse, Daksha has been described as Mahatma. The word Mahatma has been commented upon by different commentators in various manners. Virabhadra has indicated that this word Mahatma means steady in heart. That is to say that Daksha was so strong-hearted that even his beloved daughter was prepared to lay down her life. He was steady and unshaken. But in spite of his being so strong-hearted, he was perturbed when he saw the various disturbances created by the gigantic black demon. Krishna Thakur remarks in this connection that even if one is called Mahatma, a great soul, unless he exhibits the symptoms of Mahatma, he should be considered as Duratma or a degraded soul. In Bhagavad Gita, the word Mahatma describes the pure devotee of the Lord. Mahatmanastu. Why am I looking at this? Muhur Mahatmanah. तत्रत्य लोक समूहानि आत्मनोऽपि विपरीत लक्षण या दुरात्मा. So Mahatmana means great man. ऐसा बोलते हैं ना? Like we should take Duratma only. That is the Prabhupada is writing. So actually he exhibits the bad quality. Namesake it is said Mahatma, but we should take their Duratma. तावत्स रुद्रनुचरै महामखो नानायुधैर्वामनकैरुदायुधै पिङ्गै पिशङ्गै मकरोदराननै पर्याद्रवद्भिर्विदुरान्वरुध्यत. My dear Vidura, all the followers of Lord Shiva surrounded the arena of sacrifice. They all scattered because of Ribhu demigods. Now, when they saw Virabhadra, all they came now. So, by following Virabhadra, now their strength is increased. Shivagana's strength is increased. Saiva Balam is more than the Brahma Balam. They were of short stature and were equipped with various kinds of weapons. Their bodies appeared to be like those of sharks, blackish and yellowish. They ran all around the sacrificial arena and thus began to create disturbance. Kechid babunju pragvamsham. Kechid babunju pragvamsham. Patni shalam tatha pare. Sada agnidrashalam cha. Tadviharam mahanasam. Some of the soldiers pulled down the pillars which were supporting the pandal of sacrifice. Some of them entered the female quarters. Some began destroying the sacrificial arena, and some entered the kitchen and the residential quarters. Rurujur yagna patrani tataikeknena nashayan kundeshvamutrayan kechi bibudur vedi mekhala. They broke all the pots made for use in the sacrifice. Actually, in the sacrificial arena, you can see when Sati was coming, there was mud pots, there was gold pots, there were iron pots, there was leather pots, like that. Various pots are there actually, because they use various ghee and various padarthas, various substances to sacrifice. Fire actually, sacrificial fire. So now they destroyed all those parts, and some of them began to extinguish sacrificial fire. So they were extinguishing. Some tore down the boundary line of the sacrificial area, and some passed urine on the arena. They started passing urine because contaminating. So that yajna will be finished. They started putting urine everywhere because this is a Sivagana. अवादन्ता मुनीनन्ये एके पत्नीरतर्जयन् अपरे जगृहुर्देवान् प्रत्यासन्नान् पालयितान्. Some blocked the way of fleeing sages, some threatened the women assembled there, and some arrested the demigods who were fleeing the pandal. Yes, Sarvani.
Prabhu, what happens if they destroy the sacrificial area? Anything will happen to them by doing something like this?
They finished actually, arena stopped actually. They put urine, they put stool, they put all this nonsense, everything. Pandal is broken. Again, stop now.
I mean, something bad will result for the Siva followers for that?
No, nothing. They are going to victory now. They are going to win. They see what they are going to do further. Brugumba bandhamaniman Virabhadra prajapatim Chandakesha pushanam devam bhagam nandishwaro grahit. Because there is a mistake to that side of Daksha. Because that's the Daksha party only lost. Maniman, one of the followers of Lord Shiva, arrested Brugumani. So Maniman arrested Bhrugu, and Virabhadra arrested Prajapati, Daksha. The main, like in the movies we see, main hero is fighting with the main villain, and side heroes and fighting with the side villains. Actually, like that. The main villain is Daksha, and he was caught by Virabhadra. Another fall, it's like a see, Bhagavatam is really very ecstatic actually. We don't see, but it's like no simple movies are not in front of it, nothing there in front of. Another follower who was named Chandakesha arrested Pusha. Nandishwara arrested the demigod Bhaga. सर्व एवर्त्विजो दृष्ट्वा सदस्या सदिव्यौकसः तैरर्ध्यमाना सुभृशम् नौकधाद्रवन्. There was a continuous shower of stones, and all the priests and other members assembled at the sacrifice were put into immense misery. For fear of their lives, they dispersed in different directions. Juhvat sruvasastasya smashruни bhagavan bhava Bhrugo lulunche sadasi yo hasat smashru darshayan. Virabhadra tore off the mustache of Bhrugu, who was offering the sacrificial oblations with his hands in the fire. Actually, one second. There is a revenge, retaliation is this is. What is this? 2019. Wow, Virabhadraha lulunche utpatayamasa. Ah, 21st. Okay. Virabhadra tore off mustache of Bhrugu. Bhrugo lulunche sadasi yo hasat smashru darshayam. Actually, in the comment, in this translation, you should add some more thing. So, smashru means his mustache was offering sacrificial oblations in his hand in the fire. So, actually, what he was, lulunche Torah, sadasi in the midst of assembly, yah, ahasat, smiled. His mustache showing this line is not there here, but you should consider. This Bhrugu in that assembly, when Lord Shiva was insulted by Daksha, you all remember. So in that assembly, this Bhrugu was just like this. He was showing his mustache and like this. He was laughing when Shiva was insulted actually by Daksha. For that now his mustache was torn off. That's the meaning actually. भगस्य नेत्रे भगवान् पातितस्यारुषा भुवि उज्जहारासदस्तोक्ष्णा यः शपन्तमसूचयत् यः शपन्तमसूचयत्. Next, Virabhadra immediately caught Bhaga, who had been moving his eyebrows during Bhrugu's cursing of Lord Shiva, and out of great anger thrust him to the ground and forcibly put off his eyes. So this Bhaga is another friend of Bhrugu actually. So what he was? He was just raising eyebrows. Wow, nice. Bhrugu, when he was cursing. So Bhrugu has cursed all the followers of Shiva, na? At that time he was enjoying actually this Bhaga. So that's why what happened? Out of anger, thrust thrust him to the ground and forcibly put out his eyes. He brought out the eyes from this Bhaga actually. Yes, Sarvani.
Prabhu, how does Virabhadra knows all this? He was not even there.
Hey, this is who is Virabhadra? He is Amsha of Lord Shiva.
So Lord Shiva knows what was happening actually then.
Why not? He is Sarvagna. He is Ishvara, you know. पूष्णो ह्यपातयद्धन्तान् कालिङ्गस्य यथा बलः शप्यमाने गरिमणि यो असद्दर्शयन् दन्तः यो दर्शयन् दता. Just as Baladev knocked out the teeth of Dantavakra, the king of Kalinga, during the gambling match at marriage ceremony of Aniruddha, Virabhadra knocked out the teeth of both Daksha, who had shown them while cursing the Lord Shiva, and Pusha, who by smiling sympathetically had also shown his teeth. So teeth were removed, Pusha's teeth were removed, Bhaga's eyes were removed, and Bhrugu's mustache was torn off. Here a reference is made to the marriage of Aniruddha, the grandson of Lord Krishna. So it will get in the 10th canto. He kidnapped the daughter of Dantavakra and thereafter he was arrested. Just as he was to be punished by for the kidnapping. Like nowadays all movies are made up of on the same principle. Villain will be there, villain's daughter is loved by hero's hero. That means hero's parents are nice. And villain is always having a beautiful daughter and she is kidnapped by this hero. This is there everywhere actually. In every movie. Same thing. All these stories, movies are Vyasade, whatever he gave is everything actually. All these Eastern, Western, all philosophies also. So whatever the philosophies refuted by Srila Vasudev in his in his Vedanta Sutras and in his Puranas. So those those only are prevailing here in the form of different ideologies, different philosophies based upon. So political systems are created, and so many so-called societies is now is existing. So all nonsense, everything, all sense, everything is defined in all our books. We have the roots are there only. You can easily understand. Even so-called movies, all these things, everything is there in our scriptures. This sort of fighting was very common. Headed by Balrama, and fight ensued among the Kshatriyas. This sort of fighting was very common, especially during the marriage ceremonies when everyone was in challenging spirit. In that challenging spirit, a fight was sure to occur, and in such a fights, there was commonly killing and misfortune. After finishing such fighting, the parties would come to compromise and everything would be settled. This, so see, this is in a common in all the movies also. This Daksha Yajna was similar to such events. Now all of them, Daksha and demigods, Bhaga, Pusha and Bhrugu Muni, were punished by the soldiers of Lord Shiva, but later everything would come to be peaceful end. So this spirit of fighting between one another was not exactly inimical because everyone was so powerful and wanted to show his strength by Vedic mantra or mystic power. All these fighting skills were very elaborately exhibited by the different parties at the Dakshayagya. आक्रम्योरसि दक्षस्य सितधारेण हेतिना चिन्दन्नपि तदुद्धर्तुं न शक्नोत्र्यम्बकस्तदा. Then Virabhadra, the giant-like personality, sat on the chest of Daksha and tried to separate his head from his both with sharp weapons, but was unsuccessful. He was sitting on the chest of Daksha and using his weapons, he is cutting throat, like in the movies. Shastrairastranvitairevam Anirbhinna tvacham hara Viswayam paramapanno dadyo pashupatishchiram. He tried to cut the head of Daksha with hammer as well as weapons, but still it was hard to cut even the surface of the skin of Daksha's head. Thus Virabhadra was exceedingly bewildered. दृष्ट्वा संज्ञपनं योगं पशूनां सपतिर्मखे यजमाना पशोः कस्य कायात् तेनाहरच्चिरः कायात् तेनाहरच्चिरः. Then Virabhadra saw the wooden device in the sacrificial arena by which the animals were to have been killed. He took the opportunity of this facility to behead Daksha. Like in the big animals, they used to cut in the sacrifice. So to test the mantras. Like big buffaloes, or big so horses, big horses, and big cows, and so many things are being cut. Gavalambam, Aswalambam, like that. So for that, they used to have big knives. the swords. So, in this connection, it is to be noted that the device used for killing animals in the sacrifice was not designed to facilitate eating their flesh. The killing was specifically intended to give new life to sacrifice animal by the power of Vedic mantra. The animals were sacrificed to the test the mantra. So Srila Prabhupada writes this thing maybe some hundreds of times in the purpose. These Vedic mantras to test only these animals are sacrificed. And Kali Yuga is only Sankirtana Yajna. And also when one more point, yoga, whenever yoga comes, Prabhupada says this yoga will not so possible in doing in Kali Yuga, like that. Similarly, whether or not the Brahman, one more point Prabhupada writes everywhere, that's the Mayavadis. So enviousness whenever sees, immediately says Mayavadis are envious of Lord. Similarly, whether or not the Brahmanas were uttering the Vedic hymns correctly was tested by the sacrifice in the arena. Okay, this is next. साधुवादस्तदा तेषां कर्म तत्तस्य पश्यताम् भूतप्रेतापिशाचानाम् अन्येषां तद्विपर्ययः. Upon seeing the action of Virabhadra, the party of Lord Shiva was pleased and cried out joyfully. They all are shouting, yay, like that, cried out joyfully, and all the bhutas, ghosts and demons that have come made the tumultuous sound. On the other hand, the Brahmanas in the charge of the sacrificial cried out in a grief at the death of Daksha. Using that wooden weapon, Virabhadra separated head of Daksha from his body. All these Virabhadra's followers, Shiva followers, are enjoyed. And Brahmanas were crying. जुहावेतश्चिरस्तस्मिन् दक्षिणाग्नावमर्षितः तद्देव यजनं दग्ध्वा प्रातिष्ठत् गुह्यकालयम्. Virabhadra then took the head and with great anger threw it into the southern side of the sacrificial fire, offering it as an oblation. In this way, the followers of Lord Shiva devastated all the arrangements for sacrifice. After setting fire to the whole arena, they departed for their master's abode Kailash. Thus end the Bhakti and the purports of fourth canto, fifth chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Frustration of the Sacrifice of Daksha. Yes, Sarvani.
Prabhu, both times we have actually seen that they did towards the southern side of sacrificial fire.
There are various kinds of fires will be there. Not so the name of the fire only, that is. So these details, like we don't know actually much. In the Vedic system, when they do perform yajna, so different types of fire they use. Finish. Yes, Ranga.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, the interesting point is that, it is mentioned that Virabhadra is the anger personification of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is all the will of the Supreme Personality of Krishna, right? So they didn't get punishment for all these things, right?
Actually, here, Supreme Personality of Godhead means it's like, see, this is Shiva's Amsha, Shivamsha. See, Shiva himself, he says, you are my Amsha, Rudramsha. In the sloka it comes, Rudramsha. So he is, Rudra means what? Is anger. When Lord Brahma got anger to on the Kumaras, that anger personification is Shiva. And his Amsha is Virabhadra. And anger's anger. Out of anger, Rudra himself is a personification of anger, and his anger manifestation is Maha, it's Virabhadra. So we say here personality because Lord Shiva is also Gunavatara. In that sense, it is said Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is different. We stay like that. Yes, Sarvani.
Prabhu, this is a similar thing because if I remember when Lord Shiva was discussing to Sati Devi, there's one time they mentioned Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So this is the same thing, right? The same explanation, Bhagavan.
Yes.
That they refer to Lord
Should
Shiva.
not take like that. Shiva, Krishna's Amsha directly. He's a Rudra Amsha. He's a Rudra Amsha. Virabhadra is Rudra Amsha. Okay. Thank you very much for all of you for kind and patient hearing. So maybe in future we cross our roads and there we may meet. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. We will start again. Our class is after Gaura Purnima. So if you're free, Prabhu, do let us know. We can.
My schedule is already spare. Somehow, so with great difficulty, we brought out these 10 days. And we really, actually, as per your regular course, you used to have only 3 days in a week, na?
Yeah. But we don't mind, Prabhu, for you. We can make it 5 days a week.
So, but you all people extended. So, some people also have difficulty, might be. So, I told to Prabhu, our Muralidhar, what is that?
With that, Prabhu. Yeah.
Muralidhar Prabhu. So, then he facilitated like this. Okay, so we'll see. And I have several classes, series of classes in various places. And I request all of you to visit my Golokwani channel, Golokwani. So it's YouTube channel. There you can find a lot of interesting stuff like Sri Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, Transcendental Diagram, Bhakti Prakaraha, and various temples it is said and recorded there. So you can take up anything. So and like this, various things are there. And also you may see in the description box, sometimes you may get some material also. And kindly hear that, try to understand more deeply the philosophy, and so that our understanding towards bhakti will be clear and proper. Okay, all the best for all of you.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Srila
Prabhu.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Samasta Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Prema.